Hey guys! So I'm out here today and I'm harvesting my potatoes, which is really exciting. We've had a couple of really hot days, but it's a bit cooler today. It's breezy, so it's really just lovely being out here in the veggie patch. Anyway, potatoes. So I planted these maybe 4 or 5 months ago now, and I've been watching them quite closely. First time planting my potatoes in the ground. I've done a couple in pots before, but the harvest date for these guys I think was about 120 days, which means once you plant them in the ground, you wait 120 days, they should be ready to go. But it came to 120 days and the potatoes were not ready to go. So I just waited until they told me that they were good. So let me show you what that means and what I'm going to do today. So potatoes are ready to harvest when they look like this. Dead. Very, very dead. When all of the green has died back from the vines, it means that they're not growing anymore. So those guys just there, maybe they'll grow a little bit more, but I'm just going to harvest everything. The other way to tell when they're just pushing themselves out of the ground, like they're done, guys. So what I have done this morning is I've popped the drip on for about half an hour. Now, this is not what you should do. No, bad. But I had to loosen the soil because the soil in this patch is so hard that I couldn't get my pitchfork in. And the reason you don't want to get it wet is because when a little potato comes out, we need to cure it. Similar to how we did with the onions, we want to make this skin nice and hard and tough, ready for storage. And if they're wet, it means that they're going to take a lot longer to cure. So I've got a few here already. This is off of one plant, so I'm feeling really good about this. I can't remember which ones are which. So I'm going to do one, going to take it inside, work out which one it is, label it, get it underway, and then just come out and keep going. So all I've done is I've just shoved my pitchfork in, levered them out of the ground. I'm going to do this first section here and we'll see how many potatoes we got. I'm fairly certain that each lot had 10 seed potatoes. So the fact that I'm in one plant and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good size and another 5 like smaller ones, I'm feeling excellent about that. So let's harvest this first variety. Nice. Look at the size of this one. Ooh, that's a good looking potato. And here is a casualty of potato harvesting. I'm being really quite careful when I stab the fork in the ground to stab it away from where I think a plant will be and then raise it up gently so that I don't have too many of these. But they're all looking pretty good at the moment. Nice. I found this beautiful big potato like this, perfect example of why we don't want it to be wet when we harvest them, because that's going to take ages to dry. Then I turned it over and I saw that. That is just disgusting. So that is not going anywhere near my basket of beautiful good potatoes, but there's plenty more in here. This is another one that's not so great. You can see it's squishy. I do not want to put that anywhere near my good potatoes. Discard pile. This one is spectacularly beautiful. Well, I am definitely not disappointed in that. That is 10 seed potatoes of red Desiree. They were planted just in this small area. I planted them on the 17th of June. I just looked up. So this is a lot of really great looking potatoes. I had 4 casualties, 2 I stabbed really badly, and 2 were just mushy and a bit gross, so I'm not going to store them. In harvesting them, I turned the ground over probably 3 times in each spot, because it's inevitable when you plant potatoes that you're gonna miss one, and eventually that one will come up somewhere. So I do expect that there's something that I've missed in there, and I'll see some sort of growth coming out of it shortly. But how good is that? So I'm going to take this basket in. I'm going to find the right place to cure them, and I'll show you that process, and then I will keep going on the rest of them. Super happy with this harvest though. That is great. And I said 10 seed potatoes. That's a lot of potatoes. Look at how many there are. Curing potatoes is where we put them in a really dark spot for about 2 weeks so that they form their nice thick skin and that they become ready for storage. So a nice dark spot can be anything really. I mean, there are specific temperatures and specific humidity levels that are ideal for doing this, but I mean, if you're a commercial potato grower, you've probably got that. If you're like me and you grow in your backyard, you're probably gonna be curing in your spare room. Or in a garage. You can do it in a basement, you can do it in your cupboard, but I've got so many potatoes that I thought that I'd just do it in the floor in the spare room. I have closed the blind and I've put a towel over it as well, just to try and help keep some more light out. And when I turn these lights off, it is pretty dark in here. I've also got the potatoes on the other side of the bed to the window, hopefully again offering a bit more dark. So all I've done is I've just laid out a big piece of cardboard onto the floor. I'm going to spread these potatoes out, and I will come back in about 2 weeks time and put them away for storage. It's that easy. Now, some of these potatoes, like this one, with a lot of dirt on it, and the dirt's wet because, as I said, I had to put the drip system on to loosen the soil so that I could harvest them. They might take a little bit longer, and before I store them, I'm going to brush the dirt off of them. But I at no point am going to wash these potatoes, because if I wash the potatoes, they're just going to lose that nice thick skin that they're already starting to produce under the ground, and we do not want that. So I'm just going to lay all of these out and then go harvest the next lot of potatoes. I mean, that's all there is to it, guys. What's that, Charlie? Is that a potato? Is that a potato? Here they all are. We've got red Desiree at the far end, good for roasting, mashing, salad, boiling. I've got this written down on a piece of paper, right? White Sebago, good for baking, steaming, boiling, frying, or mashing. This one just here, yellow Nicola, good for mashing, boiling, and baking. And then this one here, the yellow Mayflower, all-rounder, but good for baking. Check out the size of some of these though. I mean, this one, bigger than my hand. Anyway, Charlie is enjoying playing with all the little ones. He thinks that that's a bit of fun. As I said, I've closed up the window as best as I can. I can't stop all of the light coming in, but it's pretty good. And these are just going to chill in here for, I don't know, 2 weeks before I pack them up for storage. And as I said, the curing process is just going to thicken up this skin, and then I'll be able to rub some of the dirt off and put it away. Come on, little man. You don't belong in here. Oh! All right, we will see how these go in a couple of weeks' time. Bye, guys.